Hello, everyone. It's Sal Stretford Post. How you all doing? And welcome to another episode of Chatterbox, a slightly later episode of Chatterbox, of course, guys. But nonetheless, the same old Chatterbox, the same old Sal. You're not getting anything else. You can't turn mutton into lamb, can you? At the end of the day, welcome to Stretford Post, guys. Thank you, everyone, for joining me this evening, this morning, this night, wherever you are in the world. Thank you, everyone who's joining me today. Now, guys, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. And please also don't forget to smash a like on the video. That'd be absolutely incredible if you guys can do that for me. You absolute legends, you legends, you are the legends. Thank you, everyone who's joining me today. Of course, now let's get through some of your comments. Of course, guys, big up, Yarley. How you doing? I'm going to get into this very soon, guys. You guys are misreading the room. Big up, everyone. Danny B, big up Danny B. How you doing? Namaste to GK. Namaste, brother. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope everything is good with you. 2 minute races, top rates in the fan base. Booing Xerxes and nothing on Hoyland. Who's been just as poor this I see? Let's get into it side anyway. Look, Manchester United and in regards to transfers going on at the moment. Look, you know what? Antony's not going for 11 million, guys. He's not. Antony's not going for 11 million, guys. Dale is going to Como for 11 million from Real Betis. Dale is going to Como from Real Betis, which opens the door for Antony to go to Real Betis. That's the news, guys. He's not going for 11 million, but you know what? That's too cheap for Antony. We purchased him for 90 for crying out loud at the end of the day, guys. At the end of the day, look, Real Betis are a bit heavy favourites to sign Antony, and the only stumbling block was if they could offload some players. And when Diao, of course, of Real Betis ends up going to Como, then they'll be able to proceed with deals that they want to do. This has opened the door for Antony to go to Real Betis. Antony is unhappy at Manchester United and wants to leave. He's very disillusioned by the amount of chances he's been given at Manchester United, or lack of chances he's been given at this football club, to be honest. And I don't blame him. You know, to be honest with you, I feel like he should have had a few more games. He should be given more of an opportunity, in my opinion. You know what I mean? I feel like he should try him on the right wing back or the left wing back. Maybe see how it goes. Absolutely. Yo, Kamali, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see Kamali, the legend in the house. And Rasta, what's going on, Rasta Stocks? Hope you're doing well. The legends are well and truly in the house. Big up, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. United, I want to Dani Olmo and Nico Williams. Yes, I think you said that, Deliso, a few times. Big up Deliso, though. Goodness me. Deliso's committed. Obviously, Antony's on 150K a week. This is why Real Betis have to offload a couple of players. I personally believe that it'll be a good move for Antony to go to Real Betis. Of course, Real Betis are no strangers to big transfers. Do you remember when Real Betis signed Denelson? Who remembers that? For a world record fee at the time. I think it was 22 million. Do you remember that? I mean, they're no stranger to spending money. Real Betis have money. The problem is going to be the wage, as you said, which is the big stumbling block. Although a deal could be done in regards to an obligation to buy at the end of the season. So Man United could offload Antony now, but it does look likely that he will leave the football club by the summer. Antony does not want to stay. Antony wants first-team football, and Man United cannot offer him first-team football. He's lost his position in the Brazilian national team as well. So at the end of the day, you know what? If he wants to go, let him go. And Real Betis have made the money. They've got Diao off their books almost to Como. And that means, 11 million. So that means that Antony will have a free ride to go to Real Betis. A lovely part of the world, Seville, of course, guys. That is what it is. Absolutely. Big up, GK. Big up, big up. GK, but big up. Asmin, Amin, how you doing? I'm on forward watching towards the action. They're taking a piss. Absolutely, Rasta. Look, you know what? At the end of the day, look, you know, they're going to have to speak, do the talking, do the walking rather than just the talking, as we say, you know. And to be honest with you, there's a lot of work for INEOS to do, and it's just not about bringing players in. It's also about getting rid of some of these players. Now, who are we going to get rid of? You know, there are a number of players that, you know, we've been talking about. Marcus Rashford is one of them. Marcus Rashford seems to be digging his heels in the ground. that he's not going to leave the football club. I'm not leaving the football club. I'm staying where I am. That is what it is at the end of the day. You know what Marcus Rashford's like. There's a few players that won't be at the club next season. I'm pretty certain of that, and I can name them right now if you want me to. Eriksen won't sign a new contract. Maguire won't sign a new contract. Lindelof won't sign a new contract. And then you're going to have to toss it up between Antony, Rashford, and these type of players. Do you know what I mean? As well, you know, and obviously looking at Tyrone Malacia, Ruben Amram is not a fan of Tyrone Malacia, so he's not good enough for that wing back position. Now, what is a wing back? You know, what is a wing back? A wing back is a player that can bomb up the pitch, assist, score, and defend. And at the moment, I don't think we have that, you know, and we got Luke Shaw, who's capable when he's fit, but how long is a piece of string? When is he fit at the end of the day, guys? And when is he fit? But what I would say is that, guys, you know what? I speak the news to what I hear. At the end of the day, I hear the news. I hear that Diao, of course, is leaving Real Betis. He's going to Como, which has opened the door for Real Madrid to make Real Betis to make a bid for Antony. Como will let Diao go for 11 million. Diao, of course, is a very good 19-year-old who's left. I mean, I'm surprised Man United ain't in for him. He's a good player. 11 million, you know, Spanish under 21. And going to Como for 11 million, which is not bad for Como. Of course, Como are owned by Fabregas, of course. Fabregas, of course, used to play for Arsenal and everything. So, you know, it is a big move. It's a big move for Como. Massive move, of course. Good morning. Good evening. How you doing, Ricardo Diaz? Hope you're doing well. Still, the population, 8 million women to one man. Antony will not return to Manchester. Ricardo Diaz. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely lovely part of the world. Absolutely lovely. So is Lisbon as well. Don't forget. To be honest with you, so it is a lovely part of the world, Seville. I wouldn't mind living in Seville. Although I live in a lovely part of the world right now, which is Abu Dhabi. It is an incredible place to live, guys. It really is. And good luck to whoever moves to Seville, because it is a lovely part of the world. I've been there a few times. Andalusia is a very beautiful place to live, of course, guys. Absolutely. 29 days left this window. I'm just being patient and watching on the sidelines, but I'm watching them. Absolutely. Do you remember, Rasta, when I said about Erik ten Hag, when I said this is Erik ten Hag's last day? You remember when it came true and it was Erik ten Hag's last day? And you know that sort of feeling. When something's going to seriously happen at this football club, I'll know that it's going to happen at this football club. And it will happen at this football club. Something serious will happen at this football club. And this football club will get back to where it was. I'm interested to see you guys' opinions on Ruben Amram. Look, you know what? I wrote a tweet earlier on about relegation, right? I'm going to read the tweet out right now to you guys, if you don't mind. But this is the tweet I read I composed in regards to relegation, guys. So I basically said here, look, Manchester United will not be relegated, no matter how sensational or dramatic the headlines become. It's simply not happening. I fully support this manager and will continue to do so. No matter the circumstances, we will climb the table and find a way to salvage something meaningful from this season. That said, many of these players need to go. I've seen the claims that relegation could be a blessing in disguise, but that's purely hypothetical. Relegation doesn't guarantee the Glazers would leave the club. In fact, likely they'll just make more cuts. Still, if by some remote chance it happens, my support for the manager will be strong, will be unwavering, guys. My support for the manager will be up there and it will be strong, because it is not the manager, absolutely not anymore. We've stopped blaming the managers now. It's gone. Do wing backs only work in 5 at the back? No. At the end of the day, there is such a thing as a 3-4-2-1. But the problem is that when you're stationed on the middle of the pitch, you're going to have to look back and you're going to have to look forward rather than just looking forward if you're playing as a fullback. You know, so at the end of the day, look, playing in that position needs a specialist type of player. I did say earlier about the Frimpong and Alphonso Davies type player that Man United need. Man United don't have that at the moment. I'm also saying that, you know, Fernandes, obviously Carreras, of course, who we sold and we can get back with a buyback clause, isn't that type of player either. He is a left back, right? But also in a double-edged sword, if I talk about what Man United used to be, Man United used to play a 4-4-2 with bombing up wing backs. You remember? Like, we didn't used to have three at the back, but we used to have wing backs. You know what I mean? Man United used to sometimes leave one or two at the back. That is how attacking we were. We were just incredible. You know what I mean? And you had Dennis Irwin or Gary Neville or Patrice Evra or Paul Parker, you know, Wes Brown at times. You know, we used to have, you know, bombing wing backs going forward, you know, all the time. Wing backs was a Man United thing. Man United used to always have wing backs back in the day. At the moment, we don't, you know what I mean, have them now, you know. I mean, it's been a while since we've seen a nice overlapping run from the wing back, isn't it? It's been a while since we saw Dalot on the overlap, or we saw Luke Shaw on the overlap. It's been a while, hasn't it? I don't think Mazraoui is a wing back. I think Mazraoui is more a fullback. That's the difference. You're expecting players to play a defensive role, which they're used to, but not only that, being stationed high up the pitch. So Dalot and Mazraoui are stationed high up the pitch. They're not attacking wing. They're not attackers. They're basically fullbacks. They're fullbacks. So we're expecting them to basically be a right and left midfield, you know, and tracking back. It's a difficult job to do, isn't it? It takes a certain type of character to do it, of course, guys. Absolutely. I mean, would you agree Man United fans in Manchester are impotent when it comes to protest and fight for their club? I mean, look, Man United fans have been put through the mud over the last 11 years, and I've been there protesting with Man United fans. Man United fans are fantastic, you know, and the thing is, what we have to understand is that, you know, whilst these owners have been sitting in Miami doing their thing, of course, doing nothing, twiddling their thumbs, taking their dividends, you know, Man United fans have tried to make a difference. Have they done enough? I mean, that is subjective. At the end of the day, I would say that, you know what, there's always more you can do. There is always more you can do. But at the same time, you know, Man United have done a lot. You know, we basically made another football club. You know what I mean? Obviously, you know, and basically, you know, when the Glazers come in, we knew that this problem would arise, you know, and many people, fair play to them, moved away from the football club and made their own football club, of course, guys, you know. Can we do more? I mean, look, the key is this, right? INEOS now are 27% of the football club. Nowhere near a full sale, of course, guys. But you know what? They are responsible for a number of things at Man United now. The last thing that INEOS want or Jim Ratcliffe is another protest from Manchester United. But this time, a protest that is highlighting Jim Ratcliffe and INEOS. They don't want that. They've never felt anything like that before. Now, look, I want to ask you guys the question because I will support INEOS. I will hope that they do it right. I'm not going to be on their case, and you know what, you know, but I will be on fraud watch, so to speak. But I'm not going to completely jump and say, oh, they're this, they're that. I don't agree with a lot of things they're doing. But I wanted to ask you this question, guys. If Jim Ratcliffe was a Man United fan, shouldn't there be resurfacing pictures of Jim Ratcliffe in a Man United shirt when he was younger, or maybe in the 80s or the 90s, or 10 years ago even? There's not. Shouldn't Jim Ratcliffe, being a billionaire, have a box or a season ticket for Man United, right? Instead of just having a season ticket for Chelsea. If he's a Man United fan that he claims to be, why is he going to bed with the Glazers and basically harming the football club if he can't afford to run the football club effectively? That's the only question I have. And you know what? Lies, small lies, real eyes recognize small lies. Real guys recognize lies. Should I say that at the end of the day? You know what I mean? I think it was Tupac Shakur said, real eyes recognize lies or some. I think it was that, of course, guys. Absolutely. Absolutely. Rasta, I remember Sal, INEOS should have sacked Shaq and some of the date that was their first mistake. I'm back Ruben Amorim because he knows what he was. I don't think it was a mistake, Rasta. I don't think. I think keeping Erik ten Hag was not a mistake. I think the problem has been evident right in front of people's eyes. That the problem is not the managers, it's the players. Cristiano Ronaldo said it. I told you guys. You know what I mean? It's not going to be different. No matter what manager you bring in, it doesn't matter what players you sign. We're still going to be in this situation come what may. We definitely are, because this is exactly what we've been talking about for a very, very long time. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, it's nothing to do with that. A lot of people, including yourself, Rasta, jumped on the Ten Hag out bandwagon. And to be honest with you, I weren't on that wagon. You know what I mean? I told you guys that don't expect things to get better, you know what I mean, just because we got a new manager in, you know what I mean? And lo and behold, do you know what I mean? It happens. But it is what it is. This is what it is at the moment, and we have what we have. We have a fantastic manager in Ruben Amorim. I'm backing Ruben Amorim all the way to the bank, guys. I'm absolutely banking on Ruben Amorim to smash it at Man United, and I think he will. I really do. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, whatever happens this season, right, I will be backing this manager no matter what, of course. Zaid, Goldbridge saying fans weren't wrong to boo Xerxes. Wonder if he would have said this for Hoyland. Look, Goldbridge is a fantastic person. I know the guy personally. Please, look, he's not that guy you want to talk about, right? At the end of the day, right, Rasmus Hoyland has scored a lot of goals for this club. Not a lot, but he is still one of our top scorers in the last year or so, isn't he? You know, at the end of the day, I don't agree with booing players. I've never booed a player in my life, especially when I've been at Old Trafford. I've never booed a player. What we have to understand is that Xerxes is a 23-year-old. He's going to struggle to... Look, Man United are not like any other club. Man United are a completely different animal when it comes to how heavy the shirt is. Do you know what I mean? But I will tell you this, right? I will tell you this. As someone as mixed as the United Nations... Right, Goldbridge is not a racist, like people are trying to imply. In fact, the people like Rance and Syed, they're racist, right? Because I know for a fact they are. And people want to talk about Goldbridge, oh, you know what, why is he only targeting them and stuff like that? It's nothing sinister. It's nothing sinister. I myself wouldn't have booed Xerxes because I don't believe Man United fans boo our own. I don't. But let's not bring it into the realms of, you know what, which is sinister. Do you know what I mean? Let's not bring it into the realms of that kind of thing because it's not that kind of thing. You know what I mean? The people who booed Xerxes only booed Xerxes, but they would have booed Casemiro. They would have booed Hoyland if he came off. If Hoyland was pulled off, he would have been booed, guys. Trust me, he would have been booed. You know what I mean? Man United, you know, at the end of the day, Man United fan base will be, you know, we're upset at the moment. We're disillusioned at the moment. We're fed up at the moment. You know what I mean? And you know what, no matter who, at that present time, when Xerxes came off the pitch, we're only going to be targeting him, isn't it? Because he's the one coming off the pitch and we got someone to blame, you know. And this is the problem that we need to get away from. There's no one to blame. There's not one person to blame. There's a multitude of problems at Man United to blame, Zaid. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, Goldbridge is not a bad person. At the end of the day, watch the United stand. He gives more opportunities to people of different races, different ethnic minorities than any other Bandcamp in the bloody game. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. And to be honest with you, you know what? I'm not a certain race to be on Said or Grant's channel, which I've actually heard. You know what I mean? I'm not of that complexion. Do you know what I mean? So we can spin this all different ways. But I tend to just look at things like, you know what I mean, or what it is, and just you know, get on with it. But I don't agree with the Xerxes thing. I don't. And I would never agree with booing. I don't agree with booing players. Because I remember when Arsenal had, I mean, do you remember Emmanuel Eboué? Coincidentally, his name's Eboué. And he got booed coming off for Arsenal. He got booed for coming off for Arsenal. And to be honest with you, I didn't agree with it. I found it hilarious because it was Arsenal. But I didn't agree with it, in my opinion. And to be honest with you, I still don't agree with booing your own. I don't. And but I do understand elements of frustration within the fan base. I think there is frustration. I think there is anger. I think there's disillusionment. I think people expect a certain level of performance. But you know what? One thing we have to do is just remain calm. Just remain calm, of course, guys. Absolutely. Absolutely. Robert and Encia, Rumors FC. Encia, Robert, mate, get a hobby, brother, and stop being jealous and bitter, mate. Rasta, in the summer, we need to get a new goalkeeper. Sal Bruno should not be our captain because he's part of the problem. What is mistaken on the pitch, I could go on, but I'm not going to, but I'll still be patient. Rasta, I can't disagree with you, brother. I mean, I absolutely agree with the Bruno shouldn't be captain. Look, Bruno weren't captain against Newcastle. He wasn't playing against Newcastle, but that just goes to show you how far Man United are behind. You know, when we have a player that like Lucha Martinez, who took the captain's armband and he was a poor captain on the day. I mean, it is only his first time he's been captain, but, you know, and he performed so badly as a captain. that shows you where we are as a football team, because Bruno's not a great captain, but he's probably our best captain. So that makes you look at it and think, how far behind are Man United really? Are we really so far behind? I mean, it's mad, isn't it? You know, really. Big up, Chow. How you doing, my legend? Hope you're doing well. I'm concerned about the game against Liverpool on Sunday. Chow, listen, fingers crossed, mate. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed something miraculous happens. We don't know. They might foul a player and they might get a red card after the opening 5 minutes, of course. It might be that, and that might happen, of course. But you know what? We have fingers crossed, guys. Everything's crossed for Sunday, of course, guys. We have to. Who else is going to have the belief? Who else is going to believe in this? Do you know what I mean? Who else? What can we say? Yale. Ratcliffe was not rich as a child, and he has leaked photos of himself, season ticket stuff. His personality would not give him 2 season tickets. Today, he does not need one, being the owner. Well, he never had one. He never had one. I know that for a fact. He's never had a season ticket at the end of the day. It's not about the system played by the manager. It is about the players. Absolutely. Paul plays. Absolutely. I agree, mate. Absolutely. Yeah, I did listen to Goldridge had to say for the first time. I was shocked from what was coming out of his mouth. Look, I ain't heard it, Yale. I haven't heard it. I have not heard what he was saying. But you know what? At the end of the day, Goldridge is not sinister. Maybe look at the other guys over there who are far worse than Goldridge. I would say that to you guys. I mean, them lot over there, you know what I mean? You know, get 10 out, get that ball thrown out, get that peanut head out, them sort of guys, you know what I mean? Look at them. Because I personally know Goldridge. Look, guys, do you know where I'm from? Do you know where I'm from? Do you know my background? My father is a South Asian. My father, right? My mum is white. My mum comes from a Jewish background. My father, a Muslim background, right? I come from like this sort of division, like that, right? Twisted in division. Okay, guys? I'm a Muslim. Yeah, as well, right? I know that knowing Goldridge personally is, you know, he's not a sinister person. It is very easy to pick the bones out of people who are sitting on these streams and speaking to hours and hours, you know what I mean, on the screen, and not make mistakes sometimes. Just remember that on a human level, right? I would never boo Xerxes. I would never boo any player out there. You know what I mean? I wouldn't, especially Man United. I wouldn't do that because I think that is out of order, in my opinion. Do you know what I mean? And to be honest with you, I never booed one of our own, and I would never condone that. I felt very sorry for Xerxes. He's a good guy. I mean, I've seen him do his charity work and stuff like that. He's a good guy. And I think like he was made a scapegoat at the weekend. And the reason he was made a scapegoat is because Ruben Amram took him off because he wanted to play an extra midfielder. It wasn't anything sinister. And this is the thing. He wanted to bring Mainu into that midfield and shore up the midfield because we were getting dominated in midfield. And this was the problem. So Ruben Amram took it upon himself to make a tactical change. Unfortunately, he was the brunt of the boos in the crowd. It could have been Rasmus, you know what I mean, coming off. It could have been Dalot coming off. They would have been booed. I firmly believe that. Big up, Jim. Late night vibes. Hope you're doing well, brother. Hope you're doing well. Sorry about the lateness in the stream, by the way, guys, but I really appreciate everyone who's coming on there. You guys are absolute legends, guys. Absolutely. Big up yourself. Big up everyone. Of course, Ricardo. Bon dia, my friend. Buenas noches, my friend. Obrigado, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Ricardo Diaz. Guys, listen. I know a lot of people, you know, I know Bruno, and people say that I'm a bit harsh on Bruno and stuff like that at the end of the day. But I know Bruno. I worked with Bruno's brother for 2 years, guys. I am close like that. Okay. So, you know what? If I criticize Bruno, it comes out of a place of love. Okay. Sporting's new coach says that there is no inspiration. There's no lack of attitude, something that MU players need to show to their fans. Absolutely. One thing we can guarantee about Sporting Lisbon is the passion and the fans as well. Absolutely incredible. And you know what? I've always had huge respect for Sporting Lisbon over the years, since obviously Nani, Cristiano Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes, of course, Ugarte, of course, coming through, and now Ruben Amram, of course, all these times, of course, guys. Not to mention Roas, of course, guys. Roa, of course, guys. Of course, so you know, there's a number of players at Man United that have come from Sporting Lisbon. So I have a huge amount of respect for Sporting Lisbon, of course, guys. So at the end of the day, you know what? Yeah, I agree with that, Ricardo. I do agree with that. And to be honest with you, I feel like we can take a lot from your football club in regards to the passion and the fight that you demonstrate with on the badge, of course. I was surprised that De Ligt did not get the armband. Yale, you know what? The one thing I would say is that Ruben Amorim knows his players, isn't it? He knows his players, and I'm just going to be like, he knows his players, and, he went for Licha Martinez. I mean, someone asked me a few weeks ago, who would you have liked to be the captain if it wasn't Bruno Fernandes? I did say Licha Martinez. But I am a bit, I do like De Ligt. I'd like the way De Ligt handles himself. I think he can be a future captain for Man United. I don't think the Licha Martinez experiment worked. I think it didn't. I think that De Ligt will be a much more secure captain for Man United. Maybe Maguire as well might be a secure. I do believe that Kobbie Mainoo will eventually be a captain for Man United. I believe he will. Eventually, he will end up being a captain. Maybe Ugarte or Kobbie Mainoo might end up being a captain for Man United. Jim, what pains me, Sal, is that we may get one player. So we may get one player or none. Disgusting, and Amorim has to cry out the bags for the players, for the Glazers and Jim. I mean, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I feel sorry for, obviously, Ruben Amorim. I really do feel sorry for Ruben Amorim. I do. And to be honest with you, I hope it works out for Jim Ratcliffe. I do. Because for Man United's sake, I not care about him and his vanity. I don't care about him. I care about Manchester United. And I hope it works out for Jim Ratcliffe and INEOS. I really do. And I hope we are successful. I hope we see Man United lift the title. I really do. Because that is the forefront of my mind. That is all I care about, is Man United winning and Man United being successful. And I really do hope, Jim, that we're here, sitting here, us lot as a community, celebrating Man United winning trophies, because that is what it is all about, at the end of the day. Although football teams lose, and as fans, as you are a big fan, Jim, I'm a big fan, you're a big fan, we're going to take it as it comes. We're still going to support the football club. And to be honest with you, you know what? Part of me feels like, okay, we lose games, but you know what? At least we separate the real from the fake. You know what I mean? That is one good thing to come out of it, isn't it? But I really do hope that Ruben Amorim gets support. I cannot fathom how INEOS won't support Ruben Amorim, because he is their baby, so to speak, in regards to it's their first appointment, isn't he? So I really do hope that they back him. If they don't back him, it's just stupidity, isn't it? At the end of the day, because Ruben Amorim hasn't had one window. He's come in halfway through the season trying to implement a unique style of football, which these players don't have the IQ to play, from players who are not his, and having to deal with off-field issues as well, which is, ridiculous, the amount of off-field issues that Ruben Amorim has already had to deal with, of course. Barman, agree, Sal. It's made something go our way. Liverpool crumble under pressure. You never know, Barman, isn't it? You never know in football. As a Man United fan, I always believe we should never give up. I know there's a high probability that Man United might not win the game. I know that. Or might lose the game. There's a high probability. Okay. You know what? But football is who said football's a funny old game? Who was it, the one who said that? Football's a funny old game. I remember those days. I've forgotten who it was. But football is a funny game. And you never know what's going to happen. We are Manchester United. We play for that badge. And I want on Sunday them to play for that badge. If it is just the last game they play for Man United, I want them to play for the badge at Anfield and show us what you got. Don't talk, show us what you got, because at Anfield is where legends are made. You can make a name for yourself on Sunday. Think about that. You can make a name for yourself on Sunday. If you go to Anfield and do something spectacular, you can make a name for yourself. You can change the narrative. You could be responsible for changing the mood in the fan base. Imagine we go there and win. Then we're going to see a team. We're going to think, oh my goodness, maybe Man United and Ruben Amorim, maybe something's brewing here. Maybe something's happening here. If that happens, show us. It can happen. It can happen. And I would urge everyone to get behind the team on Sunday, and let's see what happens. What have we got to lose, guys? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, what have we got to lose? And that's the way it is, to be honest. Jim, you're right, Sal. Goldbridge, you, Mark, Nurse, you speak my mind. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. To be honest, Goldbridge and myself, we have, we speak from experience. We speak from having, supported Man United 40 odd years. We speak from knowing people at the football club. I don't know about Mark, but me and Mark Goldbridge know people at the football club. It's a difference, in regards to that. I don't know about Mark Nurse and Mick and stuff like that. I don't know if they know anyone. I don't think so. That's why me and him resonate. I know Fabrizio, spoken to Fabrizio, and stuff like that. And to be honest with you, I just feel like he gets harshly treated, to be honest with you, if I'm being honest. And compared to the others, of course. I love Mark Goldbridge. He speaks sense, Sal. He's one of the first streams I watched around COVID time. Absolutely. Yeah, I've known him for a long time. He's a good apple. He's a good egg, guys. And I will back people on that, of course. Amram tweaked the team and hamstring Newcastle after that. They were not good ones. He did the change. Amram tweaked the team and hamstrung Newcastle after that. They were not good ones. He did the change. Yale, one thing people are ignoring is about Ruben Amram's change in that game. I don't know if you're trying to point at that, but the change changed the game, didn't it? Man United started to be more solid. Man United were a little bit better, weren't they, in the game? They were, and they started to control the game a little bit more. Maybe if we started the game like that, maybe we would have won the game, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? You never know what would have happened. This Goldbridge talk is not correct. I wonder what they watched. He said he's unfair and not on Xerxes. It was dissatisfaction with the performance. He said United fans are better than that. He did say that. That's why I'm a bit bewildered by that, to be honest with you. I don't know why people are attacking him, to be honest with you. He's a top lad. To be honest, guys, at the end of the day, guys, he is. And you know what? When people didn't support me, look, I've had people on my channel, right, who got massive platforms. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I've had people in the past on my channel and they've been turned out to be absolute horrible people. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, he's not one of them. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, he's not one of them horrible people. Jim, had a real bad day, Sal, trying to sort out some things with my Chromecast, chatting to Google, agents online running me around. Oh, mate, those sort of things, man. You know when people are on the phone, guys, when you're on the phone to someone and you know what? They're just giving you the runaround. It's the worst thing, mate. I used to get that in England when I used to ring Sky up, and they used to give me the runaround. It used to be crazy. I hope you worked it out, Jim. I really do. I hope you got it better because it's not good for the old ticker. It's not good for your blood pressure, mate. Absolutely not. Definitely not. Glazers and Jim are partying on the private jet. Glazers pays for the use of the plane, and not. I don't like the Glazers, Yarley. I'm not talking about Jim. Okay. Jim facilitated the Glazers, which was wrong. And as a Man United fan, Yarley, I would stress to you, right, what Jim did was wrong, facilitating the Glazers, okay? And I don't know about partying. I don't know nothing about private jets. I'm not here to spread rumors about that. But what I am here to say what is right and what is wrong. The Glazers have been a cancer at this football club, and you facilitated the cancer. And that's what I would say. I would not forget that, never. So there is only natural for people to be on Jim Ratcliffe watch and for people to criticize Jim Ratcliffe every time he makes a move. But as a businessman, I've been in business a long time, guys. I would not jump in him now. I would wait and see what happens. There is still time for him to make amends and to see what happens, what he does, obviously. But I'm not filled with absolute enthusiasm at the moment, and that's one thing I would say. I'm not going to blindly support anyone. You know what I mean? Show me, and then we'll come to that, of course. Me too, Sal. I want us to win everything, Sal. Sick of the Glazers and starting to feel sick of INEOS. There you go, guys. Absolutely, and I feel your pain. I feel your pain, mate. I feel your pain, Jim. Absolutely. Yarley, greetings, my friend. Big up, Yarley. Of course, guys. Isn't calling your players mercenaries the same as booing them? No, Loman, no, it's not. Because at the end of the day, mercenaries, we're talking about the players are not playing on the pitch. Man United players, when you're off the pitch, right? Let me give you an example, Luman. When you're off the pitch, you can critically analyze your players. It's perfectly fine. That is what football's about. You analyze your players. But when you're on that pitch, when you're sitting in the stadium, you don't boo. Because at the end of the day, what the most important thing for Manchester United on match day is to win the game. Booing does not contribute to winning the game. After the game, you can make your opinion. You can call players like he's not that good. He's doing this. He's doing that. Luke Shaw's a mercenary. He doesn't play for Man United. Of course he doesn't. I'm going to call him a mercenary. Phil Jones was one as well. We're going to call him that as well because they don't play on the pitch. In regards to Xerxes, different. Xerxes playing. Xerxes not feigning injury. Xerxes there every single week. That's why. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day. So I don't agree with booing. I don't. I really don't. Big up Yorkshire. How you doing, my friend? Any good news yet? Yorkshire, Cowboy. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but you know what? There isn't much at the moment in the way of good news. Only bit of news that I'm hearing is that a player called Diao, who plays for Betis, is going to sign for Como for 11 million, which opens the door for Real Betis to sign Antony. They are big fans of Antony. So let's watch that space and let's see what happens there, of course, guys. Of course. I want Amram to show those players the video of the Man City game and show them what they are capable. They showed us a glimpse of them fell off again. You know, the one thing I would say about football is that every game is different. Yeah. And Man City are not that good this season. I would say that. They're not that bad, but they're not that good. And, you know, maybe Man United play better when they're the underdog. Maybe when Man United are, you know what, expected to win like they were against Bournemouth, Nottingham Forest and Wolves and Newcastle. Maybe when we're more likely to win, maybe that is when we struggle. This is why I feel a little bit like, you know what, maybe Man United might get something at Anfield, because I know that Man United can do things like that. You know what I mean? They can turn up sometimes, and that is wrong. I know that. Man United should always turn up. They should always be ready to perform for the badge. I agree with that. I really do. And to be honest with you, I would do that. I mean, they are capable of it. They know they're capable of it. They've done it before. Some of them have done it under various managers, you know. They know they are. One thing I would say to Ruben Amorim is to, you know, pick the right team, pick your best team. And I would say that at the end of the day. Mason Mount was available in that game, though. He did add a little bit of solid in that thing, but he was only playing for 14 minutes. There you go. Big up, Jim. Big up, Yale. Absolutely. Everyone wanted 100%. Sal, I think Jim will end up 100%. I hope so, Yale. I hope so. Let's see what happens, Yale. Let's see. I hope so, bruv. I really do. You know, I'm in the same boat as you. At the end of the day, we ain't got nothing else at the moment, but all we can do right now is hope. That's it. It's no good. As I've said many times, we can critique. That's part of the game. Critiquing is part of the game. And to be honest with you, I'm not sitting here thinking, oh, bloody INEOS, bloody this, bloody that. You know, I'm not like this. I'm just saying, look, I hope they succeed. I really do. Show us. Come on. Make the change. Make that change. Shout out Michael Jackson. Make that change. Big up. What should we do as fans if we see a total collapse on Sunday? Support your football team, mate. That's it. Support your football team. Ruben Amorim said that it's going to be a lot of suffering before we're going to see the joy. And you know what? I'm ready, guys. I'm ready. One thing I would say, Lumen, and I would say this right now, and I'm going to say this to the whole community right now. Unless Man United go down to 10 men or 9 men, whatever, I know that Oliver is the referee. I'm not going to get into that. Unless they go into that, Man United should not, it would be unacceptable if they do get smacked up. And I'll tell you why. Nottingham Forest are going to Anfield and won. I know Nottingham Forest are in form, but we are better than Nottingham Forest. In theory, right? In theory, guys. They've gone to Anfield and won. Fulham have gone to Anfield and drawn. So there's no reason why Man United can't get something from the game. And to be honest with you, if they give their all and they fight for it, Lumen, you know what I mean, my bro, at the end of the day, if they fight for it, I will be happy. If I can see fight, if I can see energy and commitment, then I'm going to be like, you know what, at least if we lose 2-1, if we lose 3-2, if we lose 1-0, I'll be like, you know what, it wasn't that bad. I don't want to lose. And I'm not predicting we're going to lose, but I feel like I just want to see something from those players, of course, guys. Absolutely. Absolutely. Jim, so I have not worked out the things with the Chromecast chat online. It's not sorted out, but managed to get some phone number. I will call and sort it out. I hope you sort it out, mate. Absolutely, Jim. I really do. I know those things are headaches, brother. I really do. Absolutely. But gosh, they got me so mad today. I know, mate. I've been on the phone. I tell you what, guys, I've been on the phone to people. You know those call centers? And I've been like, do you know what? F this, F that, you this, you that. You know what I mean? Sitting over there, blah, blah. I've been like that, guys. Trust me. And your blood pressure goes all the way up. You know what? I've just realized that, you know what? So you just can't change people, can you? At the end of the day. Have a bit of faith. We can only get better. Yorkshire Cowboy, my guy. This is exactly the sort of energy that I want in this community. We have to get better. We have to keep going, and we have to fight for what is ours, guys. We're Manchester United at the end of the flipping day. You know what I mean? And we need to go to Anfield. F Anfield. F Liverpool. F bloody Beatles. F bloody who else is from Liverpool, guys? Who else is from Liverpool? What's the guy from Red Dwarf? That guy. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, F them all. At the end of the day, guys, I want to read this, guys. I know some of you have already read this tweet. I was going to bring it in earlier, of course, guys, but I want to read this one really quickly, if you don't mind me doing so. So this tweet is from where it is. Here it goes. This tweet is from Samuel Luckhurst. The referee should be the moot this weekend, but beggars believe PGMOL have chosen Michael Oliver to officiate the Liverpool versus Man United game. Oliver was on a power trip when Dalot's red card at Anfield last season and responsible for one of the worst ever VAR interventions for West Ham's penalty against United this season, of course. People at United have also expressed concern about Oliver's handling of Bruno Fernandes. Will be his first game refereeing United since February last year. Now, guys, this obviously is extremely concerning that we do have Mr. Oliver. And look, we're not going to make excuses. We're not going to say it's the referee, but you know what? Oliver has history of Man United, not least the West Ham game, which obviously, you know what I mean, which was one of the worst decisions, as Luckhurst said, was one of the worst decisions I've ever seen. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know? And to be honest with you, I would say that he shouldn't be the referee for Man United. He shouldn't be. He should never be refereeing Man United. Never. He's made mistake after mistake after mistake, and he still gets the big games. That guy, you know what I mean? He knows somebody high up, doesn't he? He definitely does know somebody high up, of course. Of course, guys. Jim, I'm cautious of INEOS, and we'll wait until the second transfer window, and I'm worried it's Michael Oliver as the ref, Sal. I hope we win, but I'm not feeling like predicting. Big up, Jim. Absolutely. You're well in your right, brother. Absolutely. Personal and professional pride must kick in sometime. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. We've been supporting Man United for a long time, guys. We're going to support this football club through thick and thin. What you on about? We're going to support this club through thick and thin, regardless. We love this football club. I love this football club. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know what? When I speak about this football club, I get a lump in my bloody throat. I'm like, you know what I mean? I want to just pour tears out to you that this club means. Liverpool versus Man United, what it means. And I just want to tell you what it means because I know what this means. And I want them to show it on the pitch. I don't want to be coming here on Monday morning or after the game and start, disappointed again, with everyone disappointed, with everyone disillusioned, with everyone out there who's upset. I don't want that. You know what I mean? I want people to be happy. I want us to show us something and show some effort, guys. Absolutely. So that guy, Steven Gerrard, I laughed at. Liverpool fans called him a legend. Oh, never won anything major. I won on Champions League. Absolutely. Mohamed Salah is a bigger legend than Steven Gerrard. Steven Gerrard is not, he can't tie Paul Scholes' boots. Absolutely. These refs have their own agendas. Look at that tip with Klopp. Absolutely, mate. That's true. That's true. Coot, wasn't it Coot? At the end of the day, you know what? Oliver shouldn't be the referee of Man United. He shouldn't be. After everything that's been going on with Man United, he should never be refereeing Man United ever again. One love, Yorkshire Cowboy, by the way. One love to you, brother. I hope you're doing well and stuff like that. Amaram, Ten Hag, Jose ain't the problem. Never were. Don't give 600 million, spend bollocks, spend 1 billion on players before even heard of Hag or Amaram. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, the big up time for YouTube. Hope you're doing well, bro. Hope you're good, mate. Are you a nurse? Are you a doctor? I see your picture at the end of the day. No, managers can't be blamed for everything, guys. We can't just keep throwing managers under the bus, keep sacking managers every single season. It's the definition of insanity, isn't it? That we keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, of course. You're right, Sal, on Joe Scholes was amazing. Scholes was better than Gerrard. Maybe if England decided to play Carrick and Scholes rather than just thinking, how are we going to pick Lampard and Gerrard and Scholes in the same team? All England needed to do, right? All England needed to do was play Michael Carrick and Paul Scholes, and England would have won something, pretty certain. Sal, what's going on? What you take if United relegated, forced to the Glazers? Chow, let me tell you something right now. If Man United miraculously got relegated, it is a possibility, 1974 and all that, doesn't necessarily mean that the Glazers are going to sell the club. The Glazers will just make more cutbacks. The thing with Manchester United and the overriding characteristic of Man United is that the fans are still going to be there. When Man United, if Man United ever go down to the Championship, there will still be 75,000 people in that stadium. There will still be people buying the jersey. There will still be people buying the merchandise. There will still be people buying tickets. There will still be sold out season tickets. There still will be that. So why are the Glazers going to leave? All they're going to do is like, okay, we're going to cut some players. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. So I wouldn't say that, you know what, being relegated is going to be our fall from grace, because at the end of the day, it could be the worst thing that ever happened to Man United if that happened. Who's to say we won't get out of the Championship? Look at Leeds. Leeds, I mean, you know, Leeds are one of the biggest clubs in England, and then you know what? They get relegated, and now they can't stay in the Premier League. They can't. It's a tough league down there. It's really tough, and to be honest, I wouldn't say it's the best thing to happen. That is like playing Russian roulette. You know what I mean? That is like with the, you know what I mean, like with the gun. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, it's that basically. You know. If they sack Ruben Amorim after bringing him into the win situation, that would be a torpedo that sunk the boat. I don't think they're going to sack him, to be honest, Yale, if I'm being honest, bro. I really don't think they're going to sack him, if I'm being honest. Relegation won't shift them public. Absolutely, Yorkshire Cowboy. People think, and I respect their opinion, but they think that if we got relegated, it's going to get rid of the Glazers. It's not, guys. Man United is self-sustainable. Man United make millions and millions a year, even if we're in the Championship. We're a different breed. We're a different animal. Let's not hope bad on Man United, because relegation is bad. Relegation's bad. Relegation's bad as South Park. Relegation's bad. At the end of the day, relegation is bad. Definitely. So let's not hope that on us. Time for Tube. Govich gets taken out of context all the time. Happens to YouTubers. Absolutely, mate. Look, guys, I would say this, and in defense of fellow YouTubers, of course, it is very difficult to sit here for hours and talk without saying something that is a little bit way, of course, guys. So obviously, we do have to remember that as well, of course, guys. We do have to remember that as well. Big up, Mark, though. The squad wouldn't get out of the Championship. Bloody hell. The Championship is more difficult than people give it credit for. You know what I mean? Look at Ipswich. Who will score for Man United against Liverpool when we can't score against smaller teams? I just hope. I tell you what, Pios. I tell you what is going to happen. The reason I feel Man United can get something from the game is because we will play a counter-attacking system. And Man United will keep it tight for as long as possible. And when we get an opportunity, grab it. Snatch and grab. Snatch and grab. I hope so, guys. I hope so for our sake. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I hope so for our sake. So if United get relegated, I believe the Glazers will go, but in football, nothing is certainty. Crowds will still turn out and support the club. Absolutely, Jim. That's exactly what it is. They will still buy the merchandise. All the Glazers would do is make more cutbacks to compensate for what the relegation. But they're not going to get relegated, guys. I've said it right now. We're not going to get relegated. Don't worry. Glazers does control the budget. That is scary. The Muppeteers did mention on last stream that INEOS can't do anything with the budget. It would be illegal for them to touch it. The Glazers need to go, Yale. And I would love Jim Ratcliffe to buy the club fully. There you go. To support the club. Absolutely, Jim. I get you, brother. Better not sack him, but if we lose 7-0, oh, goodness me. Don't say that, brother. Don't say that. My goodness me. I don't want that to happen, of course. No chance. In hell, you've got no chance. No chance in hell. You've got no chance. Vince McMahon. Ciao. I don't have that any faith for these players. They are always letting us down. Yeah, ciao. I feel your pain, brother. I feel your pain because I feel the same. We all feel the same, man. We all feel the same. It is the same. We're in the same boat, of course, guys, on the same destination. Of course, that is what it's all about, of course, guys. We can only dream. We can only hope. We can only hope that it happens on Sunday. Something miraculous happens. It's not a miracle, but something great happens on Sunday, and we beat Liverpool. Now, imagine the boost that will give Manchester United fans. Imagine the boost it will give the team and Ruben Amorim. We really need something nice to happen to this fan base because this fan base is the best fan base in the world, guys. I would not have anyone say anything otherwise. It's the best fan base in the world. At least the majority of us are. We love this football club. Everything about this football club. I mean, this football club is my whole life. Do you know what I mean? My whole life is this football club. It is like, you know, when I was growing up, it was my whole life. It was like Man United Saturday, Man United Tuesday or Wednesday, you know, Man United on a Sunday. Man, you know, it was when I was growing up as a kid, this is my childhood. This is me when I was growing up. This is what this football club is about. And I want those players to understand this, what this football club is and what this football club means to so many people. I don't want any cowards on Sunday. You know what I mean? I don't want any cowards on Sunday. I want them to stand up and be counted on Sunday. I really do. I think we deserve that as fans. We deserve that as fans, guys. You know what I mean? Jim, what I'm saying is a general, but absolutely, I get you, Jim. Don't worry, we're the same page, Jim. You know me and you, man. Don't worry about it, brother. You know, it's just a general convo, of course, guys. And all we hope for, okay, is the best for this football club. And that's all it is. You know, I'm not one of them guys who come out here screaming peanut head and bald fraud and things like that. I'm generally one of those guys who tend to look at things from all angles. I tend to look at things as if I was a bird looking down on everything. And I look at everything from a balanced point of view. And I tend to look at things on a human level as well, because we are all human beings at the end of the day. INEOS are human beings. Man United are full of human beings. You know, even the Glazers are human beings subject to popular belief. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, look, we have to call out things whilst they need to be called out. Definitely. Ciao. I've been supporting United 21 years. This is the worst United sign I've ever seen in my life. Not me, but yeah. To be honest with you, 21 years. I'm 40 years, guys. So I've doubled that. Obviously, 21 years. Man United have only been, you know, bad for the last 11 years. You know, before that, 10 years before that, Man United were very good. It was very easy to support Man United 21 years ago. Try supporting Man United when in 1989, Mr. Chow. You know what I mean? When we were going through the rucker and stuff, it was difficult. But football is not just about winning. You know, I know that Man United should win more games, but football is about you know, you learn more from your team from losing than you do from winning. And when we do get back to where we're going to be, we will be back to where we're going to be. Bet your bottom dollar that Man United will be back. You know what I mean? It will feel so sweet coming onto this channel, chatting, celebrating, popping bottles, whatever we're doing, we're going to be absolutely delighted in it. You know what I mean? To be honest. So just keep the faith, all I can say, guys, because at the end of the day, you knew that this was going to be painful. You knew Erik ten Hag was going to be sacked, and you knew that, and Ruben Amorim warned us that there's going to be suffering until we get it right. And we can either do two things, right? We can either do two things. We can change the formation, appease these players, and it'll still be the same next season, or we can carry on and stick with it. And by next season, we will be ready, because I believe we will. Absolutely. Fergie was was the worst than this. It took time to replace, but we were worse in 97, 8, and 9. Yeah, definitely. And I remember watching games back then. My first game was in the 1990 FA Cup final, Crystal Palace. My first time supporting Man United was about 1988, 89. It was around that time, and I watched Man United and stuff. The first time I ever saw Man United was Wimbledon. in regards to, I didn't see a game, but I waited outside and Alex Ferguson went like that on my head way back in the 80s. Way back when, of course, guys. And it can get worse, but it certainly can get better. And you know, one thing I would say is that it will get better, guys. We just have to keep the faith and keep believing, of course, in this football team, of course, guys. Big up Yorkshire Cowboy, though. Legend of the chat, of course. Chris Turner. My guy. My guy. You know what? People don't quite understand what we've been through as a fan base. You know, some of us have been Man United fans for many years, guys. And one thing I would say is that we've had far worse players, you know what I mean, over the years, you know. And we have to remember that, you know, at the end of the day. We have to remember these things, of course, guys. I mean, for Chris Turner, all right, like, he's my dad's age now, by the way. You know, Chris Turner, right? 175,000 back then. It cost us about, I think we bought him. Was a goalkeeper, and you know what? At the end of the day, I mean, look, guys, I like Les Sealey. I always like Les Sealey. I was a big fan of Les Sealey as well, guys. So you know what? There you go. I think Chris Turner, he played for a number of clubs. He went down to the lower division. I swear he played for Leyton Orient. He did play for Leyton Orient. He played for Leyton Orient. I'm from Leyton, guys. So Chris Turner played for Leyton Orient. Yeah. And he had about 60 appearances for Man United, something like that. And he had about 60 appearances for Leyton Orient as well. So, yeah, started at Sheffield Wednesday, of course. I remember. Oh, those good old days. Big up, my friend. Absolutely. Big up, my friend. What was these I need to know before then Liverpool game is that hates the passion, the rivalry. I don't want to see players hugging after the match. I agree with that, Jim. I don't want to see players hugging after the match either. I don't want to see that either, my friend, which they won't do. Absolutely. Absolutely. Mark, what's going on? 11 million loan or sell? No. Got to go back to the start of the show, my friend. We're not selling Antony for 11 million. The Yorkshire Cowboy, that is Jim. Some bollocks, some directed hatred. Leave it on the pitch. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Les Sealey was my favorite. Big up Les Sealey. God rest his soul. Of course. I was privileged to see Les Sealey play. Of course, guys. So big up Les Sealey and big up, of course, guys. Absolutely. Turner was dreadful. Chris Turner. You got a feel for the lad, though. You know, I used to live in Leyton, right? And in East London. I used to have a floodlight in my garden, literally. And Chris Turner would be the goalkeeper for Leyton Orient. And I'm a big man. I was already a big Man United fan. So I'll be going talking about Man United, and he'll come to the side of the pitch, and I'll be there like that, Chris. And I'll be like, you know, Chris. It's bad, isn't it? Basically, Mark, Dial, who plays for Betis, is going to Como for 11 million, which opens the door for Betis to either get Antony on a loan or a permanent deal. That's the one. Guys, ciao. I don't get the board interview Amram in the summer and then reject him after we have a horrible running the start of the season and go back to him after a joke. I get you, brother. I get you. I absolutely get you, mate. I do. Who? Michael, which got offered Antony? No one has offered them, basically. I should change the header, to be honest with you. We're set... watch the show, Michael. Watch the show, my friend. Watch the show. A proper keeper, Les Sealey, always chewing out the defenders like you're supposed to. Absolutely, yours should come. Big God rest his soul, man. God rest his soul. Would you consider doing a call-in show later this year? You could. I mean, I do call-in shows. I do. I mean, I don't have a call-in as such, but you can come on the show whenever you want. Ciao. I've been waiting to talk to you for ages. I've been waiting to talk to you, mate. A loan would be good, Mark. I feel sorry for Antony, by the way, bro. I feel sorry for Antony, the way he's been treated. I'm not saying nothing else but that. I think he deserved more game time. He's not happy. He's not happy. So I believe we lived in a best of United and we are seeing the worst. But I believe me, the tide will turn. We will rise at the top. Absolutely, my friends. Guys, thank you everyone for joining me today. You absolute legends. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new. And don't forget to smash a like on the video, guys. You absolute diamonds you are. Thank you everyone for joining me. Have a great evening. Enjoy it. You know what I mean? It can only get better. But guys, don't be defeatist. We can do this on Sunday. We have to believe. Who else is going to believe but us? You know what I mean? As a fan base. You know what I mean? That is what it's about, guys. Have a great evening. I'll see you tomorrow for Breaking Dawn. Please don't forget. You know what I mean? Keep the spirits up, guys. You know what I mean? It can only get better. It can only get better, guys. Much love to you all. You guys are the best. Thank you very, very much for joining me today. You're absolute diamonds. I'm Sal Warner. This is Chatterbox. See you tomorrow, guys. Peace.